Let's start para sa ato ang next chapter na to sa discussion for assessment and evaluation in mathematics. So, diri sa ato ang principles of high quality assessment. So first, we have here the clarity of learning targets. Assessment can be made precise, accurate, and dependable only if what are to be achieved are clearly stated and feasible. To this end, we consider the learning targets involve knowledge, reasoning, skills, products, and effects. Learning targets need to be stated in a behavioral terms or terms which denote something which can be observed through the behavior of the students. Okay, so ang gina-assess man gud na to, of course, ang mga students, asa sila nga maayo, especially sa knowledge base, reasoning skills, products and effects. Okay? Kay labi na kung magtudo na mag-elementary, high school, you have learning targets. Okay? Or objectives, of course, to understand the concept of the buoyancy. It's not stated in the behavioral terms. Okay, example ni siya ha. It is not clear how one measures understanding. On the other hand, if we restate the targets as to determine the volume of water displaced by a given object submerged, then we can easily measure the extent to which student understand buoyancy. So especially kung kamo na ang magtudlo sa klase, importante nga na may mga ginagamit na important words no sa ang learning objectives. Kay kung mingon lang kag buoyancy, di ba, concept of buoyancy, medyo broad siya. Muna yung pasabot. Okay? So make sure nga specific ang imong target na gusto nimo nga explain or ma-discuss sa klase. So muna yung gi-explain niya diri to determine the volume of water displaced by a given object submerged. So example ra ni siya sa physics. So first nato nga i-discuss diri ang cognitive targets. So actually, i-familiar pa mo ni Bloom's taxonomy sa mga sikat na siya nga mga ginagamit, of course, for the propose of hierarchy of educational objectives at the cognitive level. Okay? I know na-discuss din siya sa mga uban major subjects ninyo sa education, no? Pero balik pud mo diri ani. Okay? So ang level 1 meaning mo ni siya ang lowest thinking skills nimo, that is knowledge, which refers to the acquisition of facts, concepts, and theories. Knowledge of historical facts like the date of the EDSA revolution, discovery of the Philippines, or scientific concepts like scientific name of the milkfish. You just have to memorize lang, di ba? Mora na ang knowledge. Igura jud ka na familiarize, di ba? Igura ni mo gi memorize sa date niya, yan hidro si Magellan, ay pagkamatay ni Rizal, inanara, or chemical symbol of argon, or periodic table ba, or memorize na kag distance formula, and ana. It's all fall for knowledge. Under knowledge lang na siya. Igura ka memorize na. No, knowledge forms of the foundation of all other cognitive objectives. Without knowledge, it's not possible to move up to the higher or next higher level sa thinking skills in the hierarchy of the educational objectives. Okay, so timan-ina siya ha, ang knowledge is the lowest order thinking skills, or madiscuss na ko ni later ang LATS. LATS ang tawag ana. Okay, lowest order thinking skills. Tapos tayo HOTS, higher order thinking skills. Ang LATS manggod, naara siya sa level 1, 2, 3. Okay? Level 1, 2, 3 na na. Okay? Pag mo ingon tag level 4, 5, 6, nara diri na. Ma-explain man nato later. Ang level 4, 5, 6, matawag na siya og HOTS, higher order thinking skills. So sa next na to, level 2 is comprehension. Refers to the same concept as the understanding. It is the step higher than mere acquisition of facts, involves cognition or awareness of the interrelationship facts and concepts. So example, Spaniards, ceded the Philippines to American in 1988. That is knowledge of facts. In effect, the Philippines declared independence from the Spanish rule only, excuse, only to be ruled by yet another foreign power, that is the Americans. Muna to siya ang comprehension na nimo. Okay? So, next, higher thinking level na siya. Ang imo ang comprehension. For level 3, application refers to the transfer of knowledge from one field of study to another or form of the concept to another concept in the same discipline. Application, o apply nimo, di ba? The classic experiment Pavlov. So, kung familiar pa mo ni Pavlov, okay? Sa iya ang study, okay? On the conditional. On dogs showed that animals can be conditioned to respond in a certain way to certain stimuli. The same principle can be applied in the concept of teaching and learning on behavior modification for school children. Okay? Kung familiar pa mo ni Pavlov sa yung conditioning theory niya no sa dogs, 'di ba? Kung mag kita kag pagkaon, mag-saliva na siya, 'di ba? With that certain stimuli, pwede nimo siya i-relate sa imong klase sa behavior sa students. Pwede pod maggamit og reward, punishment, and ana. So anyway, make sure na discuss na sa inyo ang mga major education ninyo, no? Pero kaning word na application, di ba? You have to apply that in a real life scenario. Sa imo natutunan, sa theory nimo, pwede nimo ma-apply. Next, level 4, nandiri na ta sa higher order thinking skills. Analysis refers to the breakdown of the concept or idea into its components and explaining the concept, okay, as a composition of this concept. So, breaking down sa concept. So, example, poverty in the Philippines, particularly at the barangay level, can be traced back to the low income levels of families in such barangays and the prosperity for the large household with an average of about 5 children per family. Okay, again, poverty is analyzed in the context of the income and the number of children. So, breaking down niya sa concept nga asa jud nagsugod sa number of children in that family sa income nila. Eh, di ba? Na may poverty of Philippines. So, broad kayo siya, dako kayo siya nga explanation. So, why not i-deferred explanation pa nimo? Asa jud ang galing jud? Na may poverty. Okay, so muna yung example niya for that analysis. For the synthesis naman, refers to the opposite of analysis. Okay, kabalik na rin siya sa analysis sa level 4 and entails putting together the components in order to summarize the concept. Putting together na. Kanina breaking down ka sa kanang concept or idea karon ng mga components mo siyang i-summarize to a concept. So example, the field of geometry is replete with examples of synthesis lesson. From the relationship of the parts of the triangle, for instance, can be deduced that sum of the angles of the triangles is 180 degrees. O kato siya nga example. Okay? So daghan kay example actually class ha sa mga 6 levels. So make sure nga nakasabot jud mo sa Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, sa cognitive targets. How about for level 6? That is the highest level, okay, or highest order thinking skills ang evaluation and reasoning. Refers to the valuing and judgment or putting the work, the concept or principle. Okay? So daghan kay pwede no, evaluation of your creativity na, okay? And a lot more as long as imo ni gigamit for evaluation. Next na po dato ang skills and competencies and abilities targets. Skills refers to specific activities or tasks that a student can potentially do. That is the skills in coloring, language skills, so broad kaya ng skills, basin skills sa speaking, dancing, di ba, singing or arts. So dapat makita jud nimo or ma-target ni jud nimo ang students asa jud siya maayo sa yang skills kay mas maayo nga ma-nurture pud nimo. Related competencies characterize a student's ability. It's important to recognize a student's ability in order that the program of study can be so designed as to optimize his/her innate abilities. Abilities can be roughly categorized into cognitive, psychomotor, and affective abilities. So, tatlo siya ha. Cognitive, brain, psychomotor, okay, and affective. For instance, the ability to work well with others and to be trusted by every us, every classmate. That is your affective ability. It's the indication that the students can most likely succeed in work and that requires leadership abilities. Di ba, maka-lead ka sa mga kauban nimo, leadership skills, kana, effective. On the other hand, other students are better in doing things alone like programming or web designing. That is your cognitive. Okay? So, inana siya. Usa siya nga ability nga ma-determine nimo sa kana nga student. Therefore, they would be good at highly technical individualized work. So make sure nakasabot ha si kalainan sa cognitive, psychomotor, and affective abilities. Next naman is the products, outputs, and projects targets. Meaning, kani sila are tangible. Okay, ibig sabihin, mahawiran nimo ha, tangible. Lahi po ng intangible. Tangible. Okay, makita nimo, mahawiran. Okay, using your senses and concrete evidence of the student's ability. Mo nang kasagaran magpa-project, di ba? Project as in work jud sa student, okay? Diha jud mo makita nimo ang skills nila, maayo jud siya ani. Okay? A clear target for products and projects need to be clearly specify the level of workmanship of such project. Okay? Dira lay mo gawas kung expert level ba siya, skilled level, novice level, outputs. Di ba? Example, kung magpabuhat kag ano, miniature nga building and ana or mag sa una kay magpa-project jud og parol, 'di ba? Sa high school, dira nimo makita kung mas maayo, makita nimo kung maayo ba siya magbutang og mga design, layouts, 'di ba? Kung skilled bang students magbuhat ani anything that involves projects, dira nimo makita ang output kung asa siya nga level, experts, skills, novice, ayan. So, for instance, expert output may be characterized by the indicator as the most two imperfections noted. Okay? So, in anang mga expert, no? And ang skilled level output can be characterized by the indicator at most four imperfections noted. Okay? And before we move on to the next method of assessment, we have here the following exercise. Pero kani siyang mga exercise kay naana ni siya sa inyong model sa assignment quiz exam, dire na pud kumukuha sa assignment quiz exam. So make sure you follow instructions ani ha. Labi na ang Bloom's taxonomy, there are 6 levels. You just have to identify the parts of the flower. Saan na siya? Knowledge ba siya? 'Di ba? Analysis, synthesis, evaluation ba na? So, mupili ka asa dira sa unom. Kay 'di ba there are 6 levels. You just have to ano lang, pili lang sa blank niri. Sa letter B naman, for each of the lessons below, write at least 5 learning targets following Bloom's taxonomy. Okay? And letter C, write at least 5 skills and 3 competencies involved in baking a cake. So daghan kayo ko ipatrabaho sa inyo no pero dali ra kay na kay syempre base raman sa ato ang na-discuss lang karon. Okay? So next nato diri 2.2 appropriateness of assessment methods. Once the learning targets are clearly set, it is now necessary to determine the appropriate assessment procedure or method. So we discussed the general categories of assessment method or instruments below. First nato kay ang written response instrument. Kung saan ang response? Mo na siya ang ginagamit nato for mag-exam na or of course of course, pwede po multiple choice, true or false, matching, or short answers, in ana. Depende kung sa subject nimo, kung English, pwede ka magpa-essay, di ba? Kung mathematics, pwede ka multiple choice or true or false. So, mo na siya ang written response instrument. Dira na nimo ma-assess. Okay? Kung nakasabot ba siya sa discussion. Daghan kayo pwede. Pwede test, essays, examination, and checklist. Objective tests are appropriate for assessing the various level of hierarchy of educational objectives. So, familiar naman taan no ng mga written response. First, kay multiple choice test in a particular can be constructed in such a way to test a higher order thinking skills. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung multiple choice test, actually, ginagamit na siya sa HATS. Higher order thinking skills na siya actually. Ang essays, when appropriately planned, can be the test the students grasp the higher level cognitive skills, particularly in the areas of application, analysis, synthesis, and judgment. Okay? Depende man gud na sa imong essay. Kung properly lang nimo nga na-construct ang question, make sure nga nag-involve siya og HATS. Involve siya higher order thinking skills. However, when essay question is not sufficiently precise and when the parameters are not properly defined, then there's a tendency that students will write irrelevant and unnecessary things just to fill the blank spaces. So, yun nga, magdepende man gud na sa question ng essay man gud sa pag-understand sa student. Okay, kay basin man gud siguro na word by word or irrelevant na ang tubag sa student. So, make sure klaro siya. So, example, kani poor. Write an essay about the first EDSA revolution. So, poor siya because you say that about ra sa EDSA revolution, dili kayo ah klaro, no? Irrelevant siya. Pag-abot dayon sa another, pwede mo siya i-paraphrase ang imong question kay mag-matter jud na siya. Okay? You have to construct your questions appropriately. So, mo na siya ang assessment. Okay? So, pwede dire, write an essay about the first EDSA revolution. So, sumpayan nimo, giving focus on the main character of the revolution and their respective roles. So, specific na yung question. Di ba? Kay, kung makita nimo sa second essay question, the assessment foci, the focus is singular, foci is plural, are narrowed down to the main character of the event and the roles of each character in the revolution, leading the ousters of the incumbent president at that time. And it becomes clear that the teachers wishes to see and what the students are supposed to write. So medyo specific na siya. Kaya ang first question manggod para sa essay kay broad kay siya. Next upod kay ang product rating scales. A teacher is often tasked to rate products. Example products are frequently rated in education are books, report, maps, chart, diagram, notebook, essay, and creative endeavors of all sorts. So, muna siya ang product rating scales. Okay, natay mga lahi-lahi ng mga assessment ha. Umana ta sa written response. Next kay ang product rating scales. Product, output sa student. So, ano mo na siya pag-assess? Pwede po book reports, di ba? Maps. Book reports kasagara sa history. Di ba? Magka-book reports. Maps. Di ba? Charts. So, diri na tayo example of product rating scale is the classic handwriting scale used in the California Achievement Test form. There are prototype handwriting specimens of pupils and students, and the sample handwriting student is then moved along the scale until the quality of handwriting sample is most similar to the prototype handwriting. Okay, to develop the product rating scales of the various products in education, the teacher must possess a prototype products over her years of experience. Okay, so again, make sure na sabtan na kay dagan kay example sa product rating scales. Lahi po ng written response skills, lahi po ng performance. Okay, most of the frequently used measure instrument is the checklist. Okay, pwede na ako magamit og rubrics na for performance, especially kung ang ang performance checklist consists a list of behaviors, okay, that make up a certain type of performance using a microscope, typing a letter, solving mathematics, performance, and so on. Pwede po sa PE, di ba, kung mag-dance, sing, or theater, yung performance, apil na siya. Okay? Na lang siya yung rubrics. It is used to determine whether or not an individual behaves a certain way when asked to complete a particular task. If a particular behavior is present when an individual is observed, the teacher places a check opposite on the list. So we have here the performance checklist in solving a mathematics. So inani, di ba? Na siya yung mga behavior with the following problem. Okay? So inana, performance test. Dagan kayo pwede sa performance test. So basahon lang nato ang mga nadiri sa kilid ha, di na ako ni siya basahon pero dagan kayo mga example na pwede. Okay, next kay ang oral questioning. That is the traditional Greeks use oral questioning extensively as an assessment method. Okay? Para siyang oral revalida, di ba? Make sure na sabtanin mo ang discussion kay magpa-oral recitation, inana. Okay? Socrates himself considered the epitome of the teacher was said to have handled his classes solely based on questioning and oral interaction. Okay, pwede po ang debate. Basta make sure nga oral siya or recitation, oral valida, daghan kay pwede. Because that oral questioning is appropriate assessment method kay syempre spontaneous, prompto jud na siya. Assess the student's stock knowledge, of course, in ana siya. Na-assess na nimo. Determine the student's ability communicate ideas in coherent verbal sentence. No? Challenging na yun ang oral. Kaya dira jud makita nimo ang knowledge or ang imong level of English speaking nimo. Oral questioning is indeed an option or assessment. Several factors needs to be considered when using this option. Okay, syempre na yung mga particular students that are students state of feeling, mind of feelings, anxiety, nervousness in making oral presentation, which could mask the students' true ability. Okay, kina yung mga student jud nga makulbaan baya jud no pag mag-oral recitation, dili na nimo makita ang tinuod nga ability sa student. Asa jud siya maayo basin more on speaking, maayo ba siya musturya. Kung dili siya maayo musturya basin sa lain nga inline siya nga skills niya pwede. So mo na siya imo ang task kung asa jud siya maayo. Kung di siya maayo din musturya basin sa lain. Next nato diri kay ang observation and self-reports. So we have here the tally sheet is a device used often by the teachers to record the frequency of students' behavior, activities, or remarks. How many uh, high school students follow instruction during the fire drill, for example? So, muna na siya ang observation nimo. How many instances of aggression or helpfulness are observed when elementary students are observed in the playground? Okay? So, kani siya is more on observation. Ikaw yun ang nagtanaw sa mga estudyante. Asa siya maayo, siya na yung ang estudyante na yung magbuot o siya, asa siya ganahan. Okay, ikaw yun ang mag-observe and mag-self-report din ka. Okay, parehaan Si Mr. Suwan in elementary statistics, how do often do They ask questions about inference. Observational tally sheets are most useful in answering this kind of question. For observation, dapat tayo checklist, self-checklist is the list of several characteristics or activities presented to the subject of study. The individuals are asked to study the list and then to place the mark opposite the characteristic which they possess or activities they have engaged for a particular length of time. Okay? Lahi po ding self-checklist, especially sa mga elementary man ni, I don't know sa high school, no? Pero sa self-checklist, syempre, obserbahan po na to mga students kung ga-follow ba sila sa mga self-checklist, especially sa manners and conduct, and pwede po sa good grooming po nila. And, okay, so ang self-checklist are often employed by teachers when they want to diagnose or appraise the performance of students from point of view of the students themselves. So that's why ang observation and self-reports are useful supplementary assessment methods when used in conjunction with oral questioning and performance test. Pwede po na siya gamiton, of course. Such method can offset the negative impact on the students brought about by their fears and anxiety during oral questioning or when performing actual tasks under observation. However, since there is a tendency to overestimate one's capability, it may be useful to consider weighing self-assessment and observational reports against the result of the oral questioning and performance test. Okay? So, dira po ma-weigh nimo ang self-assessment and observation, okay, sa result po sa oral questioning and performance test. Pwede po na siya. So, we have here the following exercises na naman. Pero again, gani siya class kay ako na siyang gibutang sa Moodle ninyo for assignment quiz. Depende kung sa mga nanggawa sa basit sa exam pod ni. Okay? So, muna din na ako ni siya ansiran kay gusto pod na ako nga kamo po mo answer sa Moodle pod. Kay manggawas man na siya. Okay, so proceed ta diri sa properties of assessment methods. So, the quality of assessment instrument and methods used in education is very important since the evaluation and the judgment that the teachers gives on a student are based on the information he obtains using these instruments. Accordingly, teachers follow the number of procedures to ensure that the entire assessment process is valid and reliable. So, di rin na masulod ang validity and reliability, especially kung magbuhat kag questionnaires. Ayan, that's your instruments. Okay, especially validity, traditionally have been defined as instruments' ability to measure what it purports to measure. We shall learn in this section that the concept that has of recent been modified to accommodate a number of concerns regarding the scope of this traditional definition. Reliability, on the other hand, is defined as the instrument's consistency. So first, muna nato diri natay validity and reliability, no? First, natay discuss kay ang validity. In the recent years, has been defined as referring to the appropriateness, correctness, meaningfulness, and usefulness of the specific conclusion that the teacher reaches regarding the teacher learning situation. The content but the validity refers to the content and format of the instrument. So labi na magamit ra yun na ninyo ang validity and reliability class pag moabot na mo sa inyong thesis, especially ang questionnaires manggod kay mo undergo jud na siya og reliability and the reliability and validity. Okay. First din na mga questions is how appropriate is that content? How comprehensive does the instrument logically get the intended variable or factor? Or how adequately does the sample of items or questions represent the content to be assessed? And is the format appropriate? Daghang kay questions na mga i-consider, especially kung ikaw jud ang magbuhat or ikaw magbuhat sa own questions nimo, mo undergo na siya og standardization, okay, reliability, and validity. So the content and format must be consistent with the definition of the variable or factor to be measured. So we have here the following content validity given as follows. Do students have adequate experience with the type of task posed by the item? Did the teachers cover sufficient material for the most students to be able to answer the item correctly? Or does the item reflect the degree of emphasis received during instruction? Okay. Actually, depende din ka sa imong topic, no? Kay para maka-create kag questionnaires, then mo undergo ka og validity and reliability. Okay? So with this guide, a content validity table may be constructed with two forms. So first, dire kay ang item validity and then ang entire test. Sa criteria, syempre, buhat kang criteria and then mag-item number ka. The same siya sa Likert scale. Di ba, familiar man ka ng Likert scale ka ng 1, nimo never, ang 2, seldom, ang 3, open. Di ba, ang 4 kay always, in-ana siya, or strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree, in-ana. Okay, so for that is your item validity. Yung entire test naman, yung ginagamit nimo is yung Bloom's taxonomy. Okay? With the estimated percentage or percent of instruction, then percentage of items covered in test. So kung mapansin mo yung B natin or form B, that is adjustments in the number of items that relate to the topic can be made accordingly. While the content validity is important, there are other types of validity that needs to verify. Face validity refers to the outward appearance of the test, is the lowest form of test validity. Okay? Ang face validity, muna siya ang lowest form of validity. More important type of validity is called the criterion-related validity. So yung criterion-related validity, that is the item or test item is judged against a specific criterion that is relevant the topic, like the topic on conservation, for example. The degree to which the item measured the criteria is said to constitute its criterion validity. Okay? So ang criterion validity can be measured by correlating the test, okay, known as the valid test as the criterion. So actually, na-discuss man ni siya sa advanced statistics na ninyo nga pwede ninyo siya gamiton ang correlation, okay, with that valid test. Then finally, the test need to possess a construct validity. So saan ang construct validity? That is other term for the factor, and we already know that a group of variables that correlate highly, di ba? Kung naka-remember pa mo sa correlation, natay perfect correlation, positive siya, okay? Meaning direct proportional. Pag negative ang correlation, indirect proportional. So the same yapon direct pag correlately highly, which in that two, kinabiya ka i-compare, di ba kung mag-correlation ka. So diri yapon, highly correlated with each other form a factor. It follows that the item possess construct validity. If it is loads highly on a given construct factor, a technique is called factor analysis is required to determine the construct validity of an item. Such technique is beyond the scope of this book. So wala na niya nag-explain niya diri kay mo abot man siya statistics, especially sa correlation nga topic. Okay? Next na pod nato diri is ang reliability. Reliability of an assessment method refers to the consistency Okay, lahi mo ng validity, lahi po ng reliability. That is yung consistency is also a term that is synonymous with the dependability or stability. So, ibig sabihin, ang stability or internal consistency as reliability measures as estimated several ways. First, nato diri ang split half method involves scoring two halves, especially for the odd and even numbers or odd and even items nimo, imo siyang i-split half of that test separately for each person and then calculating the correlation coefficient of the two set of scores. So kung imo siyang na-split yung even and odd number, kunin mo yung correlation. So make sure nakasama ko sa ng correlation ha kay naho man naman tag advanced statistics, correlation, regression. Kaya ang correlation ang purpose niya is to compare the two variables ang ilang strength if they are significantly correlated or they have significant relationship or wala, 'di ba? So the same gyapon diri nga ang two sets of scores nimo kung ano nimo ang correlation coefficient kung correlate ba siya positively or negative. So the coefficient indicates the degree to which the two halves of the test provide the same results and hence describes the internal consistency of the test. The reliability of the test is calculated using known as the Spearman-Brown prophecy formula. So we have here the formula sa reliability test, 2 times R half divide 1 plus R half. So the R half. R half is the reliability of half of the test. So make sure you have take note ani ha sa formula ng reliability test nato. Okay? Next na pod nato diri is ang Kuder-Richardson is more frequently employed formula for determining internal consistency, particularly ang KR20 and ang KR21. Okay, so make sure kasabot ka sa ng KR20 o KR21. Abbreviation ra na ha sa Kuder-Richardson. We represent the latter formula since KR20 is more difficult to calculate and it requires a computer program. So, di na to gamiton ang KR20. KR21 na lang. So, ang formula niya, naraman na siya, K over K minus 1. Okay, then butang na ni mag-bracket dere. N times K minus M. Okay? Next, divide din mo siya sa K times the variance. O saan ang K? So, make sure kasabot mo saan ang K. Na definition dere. K is the number of items on the test. Then ang M, mean na siya. Kana makita ninyo diri nga M mean, then ang variance, of course, the variance of the test score. Kuha man nimo ang mean and variance of the test score. So, ibig sabihin, ang mean of set score is simply the sum of the score divided the number of score. And the variance, of course, na-discuss naman nato ni sa statistics nato, no? Ang variance, pag-compute sa variance, the sum of the differences, individual scores, and mean over n minus 1. So, n minus 1 siya, ibig sabihin, sample variance siya. Kina-discuss na nahaw sa mean and variance, i-compute ra na nimo. Next na po din mo ang reliability of a test may also mean the consistency of test results when the same test is administered of two different time periods. So this is the test-retest method of estimating reliability. So the estimate of reliability test is given by the correlation of the two test results. So ina na siya ang sa reliability. Kaya syempre, kuha po din mo ang correlation nila. Sunod nato dire kay ang fairness. So ang fairness, an assessment procedure needs to be fair. This means Many things. First, students need to know exactly what the learning targets are and what method assessment will be used. If the students don't know what they are supposed to be achieving, they could get lost in the maze of concept being discussed in the class. Likewise, the students have to be informed how their progress will be assessed in order to allow them to strategize and optimize their performance. Okay, so make sure na sabot ha ang fair na to kay should be na ato ang students know exactly the learning targets kay para di sila mawala. Okay, dapat consistent ka sa imong learning targets, especially sa second assessment nato need to be viewed as an opportunity to learn rather than opportunity to weed out poor and slow learners. The goal should be that of diagnosing the learning process rather than the learning objects. Sa third naman, for the fairness also implies freedom from teacher stereotyping. So, ibig sabihin, some examples of stereotyping includes boys are better than girls. So, pwede na siya. Teacher stereotyping na siya. Boys are better than girls in mathematics or girls are better than boys in language. So, wala tayong mga inana. That is such stereotype image thinking could be lead unnecessary, unwanted biases. So, mahulog siya bias, of course. No? That the way that a teacher assess their students. Okay, next. Dito sa practicality and efficiency. Another quality of good assessment procedure is the practicality and efficiency. That is, the assessment procedure should be practical in the sense that the teacher should be familiar with it, does not require too much time, and is in fact implementable. Okay, dili siya kataas og time, and then of course implementable siya. Kaya na yung mga jud nga instances ang teacher kay taas kay time nga di na dayon siya relatable or di na kay siya appropriate. So it should be practical ka dapat and efficient, especially a complex assessment procedure. Kaya kung mag-assess betag student taas kay time. So di na kay siya require na. So assessment procedure tends to be difficult to score and interpret, resulting in a lot of misdiagnosis or too long a feedback period, and which may render the test inefficient. Okay? So in ana siya, so make sure kung mag-assess man gud ta, mo-follow siya og practicality and efficiently. Okay, next na to diri nga discussion kay ang ethics in assessment. Of course, important jud ang may ethics, especially kung mag-survey ka, confidentiality. Daghan kayo nga i-follow nga ethics. Okay? Questions of right and wrong. When teachers think about ethics, they need to ask themselves if it is right to assess a specific knowledge or investigate a certain question. Okay? Kaya importante man gud kung mag-assess tag students or evaluate, dapat mo follow jud ethics. Okay? So, from the word, of course, ethics, i-assess jud mo kung appropriate man ni, pwede ba ni buhaton, or dili, basin unethical kaayo day siya. Okay? So there are some aspects of teaching learning situation should be assessed and should not be assessed. Okay, kay basin pag-assess nimo kay violation na dahil sa human rights or saba. Okay? So make sure nga ethical siya. So there are some situation in which assessment may not be called for. Example, requiring students to answer checklists of their sexual fantasies. Ingon dito ako bawal jud relating sexual fantasies kay, di ba? Kung ano mo mga about sexual fantasies which is unethical siya. Okay, asking elementary students to answer sensitive questions without consent of their parents. Di ba? Kaya ang mga elementary students, they are very pure and innocent. So, why you going to assess them or make a questionnaire na inappropriate to them without the consent of the parents. Kaya syempre ang mga bata, they are 18 years old below, no? Should have the consent pa dapat sa parents. Dapat aware pa sila. Aware sila kung ano sa imong pabuhaton sa mga bata. Okay, importante yun na testing the mental abilities of pupils using an instrument whose validity and reliability are unknown. O kana, importante po na. Okay, so when teachers thinks about ethics, the basic question to ask in this regard, will any physical or psychological harm come to any one of the results of the assessment or testing? Naturally, no teacher would want to happen to any of these for his student. Di ba? Mo man lang atong gusto. Kailangan, una-unahon kung di mo, i-double check ba nimo nga kaniya kung kaniya kung buhaton nga assessment is appropriate ba sa mga pupils, sa mga elementary na mga bata or dili. Okay? So, so Webster's divide ethical behavior as conforming to the standards of conduct of a given profession or group. What teachers consider ethical is therefore largely a matter of agreement among them. So, pwede pod ka magbuhat og parents' consent, di ba, waiver para sa assessment sa student, make sure ethical siya. Okay? So, perhaps the most important ethical consideration of all is the fundamental responsibility of the teacher to do all this in his or her power to ensure that the participants in an assessment program are protected from physical or psychological harm, discomfort, or danger that may arise due to the testing procedure. So, importante, last part yun na ethics kay syempre sa tanan-tanan natong buhaton for assessment and evaluation, it really involves ethics. Okay? Kay base matanggalan kag lisensya ani as a teacher, no? Kung dili ka mag-follow ani. And teacher who wishes to test a student physical endurance may ask student to climb a very steep mountain is of course endangering them physically. O labi na physical kung naa kay patrabaho or naa kay pa-exercise. Syempre tanawan pud mo kung kaya ba kay basin di ay naa day heart problem or asthmatic di ay siya. So dapat kabalo ka sa mga situation ng student before nimo siya i-assess. Test results and assessment results are confidential results, of course. No, dili na siya pwede panghatag sa mga salaing ng tao. Ikaw ra jud dapat ang nakabalo kay syempre ang mga result sa mga bata or sa mga students, it should be confidential. Or pwede pod ang parents pod makabalo. Okay? Such should be only known by the student concerned and a teacher. Okay, kay pag ma-assess na nimo na ay concern sa bata, pwede nimo i-inform ang parents. Pag nakita nimo nga na problem. Okay, dili pwede sa laing tao, di ba? Mahulog kag marites. Kung di ba, kung confidential gali, ikaw ra jud ang makabalo jud dapat sa result. Results should be communicated to the students in such a way that the other student would not be in possession of information pertaining to a specific member of the class. The third ethical issue in the assessment is deception. Okay? From the word deception, di ba, should the student be deceived? There are instances in which it is necessary to conceal the objective of the assessment from the students in order to ensure fair and impartial results, di ba? So, dili na siya pwede for that deception. When in this case, that the teacher has a special responsibility to determine whether the use of such techniques is justified by the educational value of the assessment. So letter B, determine whether the alternative procedures are available that do not make use of concealment. Letter C, ensure the students are provided with sufficient explanation as soon as possible. And lastly, the temptation to assist certain individuals in class during assessment or testing is ever present. Okay? Temptation assists to the certain individuals. That is, testing is ever present. In this case, it is best if the teacher does not administer the test himself if he believes that such a concern may or at later time be considered unethical. So, hopefully, nakuha na to ng mga information na daghan kay mga unethical when it comes to assessment, okay, and evaluation din sa students. So, ana. Anyway, we have here the chapter exercises pero di na ako ni chance ron kay again ang kaning mga questions dire kay naaram na sa assignment quiz exam dira ra pud ko ni kuha based sa mga discussions. Nakoy mga questions dire. So ganun talaga you have to answer this kung ay solving pwede kung explain na siya you have to write that sentence, okay? You have to follow instructions din kung unsay naa dire. Okay? Napoy mga questions ba dire na yung mga following exercise. So make sure nga na kuha pod nimo ni may mga exercises diri. Okay? So that's it sa ato ang discussion.